Hi, everyone. It's that time. It's time for our RISmedia. Are we on? Did somebody put my slides on? Can you guys see the slides?
Yes, we
Okay,
looked at
great.
them here.
I don't see them now. So, hi, everybody. I'm Sherry Johnson, and I'll be moderating today's panel. And our webinar is how to maximize ACESocial to generate leads and sales. ACESocial is a social media platform brought to you by RISmedia. We will be sharing with you how these top agents are using this product effectively to increase their brand, increase their marketing, increase their listings and sales, most importantly. And so it's going to be a great hour of information to share with you on how to build your brand using this product. I just want to make sure everybody can see the slides. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Yep.
Fantastic. So this is being brought to you today by ACESocial with RISmedia, the #1 leader in real estate information in the country for over 40 years, 45 years. I am your moderator. I'm Sherry Johnson, founder and CEO of Sherry Johnson Coaching and Consulting out of Cleveland, Ohio. So if all of you are getting on this right now, we're just letting people get on. If you can drop in the question section, tell me where you're coming from, what part of the country, and where you're located. That would be awesome, so I can get to know where people are from. Right in the questions section of the go-to webinar, you can just drop in where you're from, as we're letting more and more people get on today. And I want to tell you, yeah, go Browns, right? I mean, this is like incredible for Cleveland right now. I don't even know what to say to that. I was born and raised here, and I can tell you that it's really I mean, it's awesome. The Browns are, I think, 4-1 or something. I don't even know. It's nuts. So we are excited. Atlanta, Georgia, New York. Looks like we're getting a lot of people from, oh my gosh, Bluffton, South Carolina, California, Reston, Virginia. Greg from Denver, how are you? Maryland, Vicky from Atlanta, Tucson, Arizona, Pine City, go Browns. Someone said go Browns, and then I see the word Steelers. I don't know if that, I have to look and see how to expand this out. Michael, thank you. I'm not sure what the rest of that says. So we've got Tuckerton, New Jersey, lots of people. Gillette, Wyoming, fantastic to have you. Palm Beach, Chicago land, Florida, Eastern PA, Steelers this week. Yes, it's kind of rough here in Ohio. We have a lot of people from Pittsburgh that move here. Looking at Columbus, Ohio, fantastic, and also Pittsburgh and Wichita, Kansas. So I'm so excited because I've gotten to spend some time with our panelists. I'm going to introduce them here now. But again, you're coming to this webinar today. I promise that you will learn how to maximize this product, learn how to expand your brand, create more listing opportunities and sales opportunities, as well as take social media and just say, it's so easy now, and I have a solution for that. So our first panelist, I'm excited to announce and introduce Andrew Velez, from real estate consultant from RE/MAX Advisors, and he comes to us from the Broward and Palm Beach counties in Florida. And you've got a great background, Andrew. Welcome to the webinar.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, Sherry. Looking forward to a great session today.
You're going to add a lot of value and share some really great strategies with everyone on how you're using this and having great success with it. So we want to thank you for your time and for being with us today. And next we have Michael Murphy. Michael is coming to us from Lake Homes Realty in South Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina. And Michael's got, in the business a short time, but has had tremendous success and has an incredible background as well, mostly selling residential homes. And Michael, we're so glad to have you this afternoon. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah, and I think both of you, we've got a lot to share. So I'm going to jump right in and start with, what are you going to hear today? What is ACESocial, and how can it benefit you? One of the things today we're going to talk a lot about is, how do you gain more followers? How do you get new clients and add value in a soft sell approach? How can you use this product and increase your social media strategy? Because that one is a rough one, very time consuming and costly. This solution will take care of that for you. Also, this product will show you today, the webinar, on how to provide industry expert trusted content to your followers, and also increase your branding and engagement. And all of this will save you time and money. We're sure of it, and we have, like I said, great stories to share with you on how to do that. A couple of housekeeping items. One, all of you are muted. If you have a question, please drop it in the questions. You can ask the questions during the webinar. We're happy to answer them as we go. And if for some reason I know we're going to cover something, I might just wait on that question. But please feel free to answer, rather ask questions. We want to hear from you and get your engagement as well. And we are recording this. So RISMedia will be sending out a follow-up broadcast of this so that you can take notes now, but you can also watch it again. And that way, really be able to pay attention and stay engaged. RISMedia, if you don't know who they are, which I'm sure you do, is literally the leader in all real estate news and information for over 40 years. They bring you daily e-news. If you haven't subscribed to that, you'll want to. Just go to rismedia.com and subscribe to the daily e-news. You will be so happy. This is, again, great content, training, coaching, industry topics, trends, what's happening. And it's so relevant and timely, you'll love it. They are the publishers of Real Estate Magazine, which is literally distributed to over 350,000 industry subscribers and brokers and agents alike. So this is really a treat for us to be part of this network. They brought about the ACESocial, and when people ask what is the product, first of all, this product is a social media platform that will post automatically real estate, lifestyle, and luxury content to your social channels daily, automatically, without you having to do anything. That's the first piece. Secondly, they provide the system and the social, ACESocial will provide landing pages that brand you and brand your expertise. Additionally, this will market your listings. So there's a whole piece of that you're going to hear about today. How do you market your listings? How do you actually market the listings before you list a house, right? How do you show your potential sellers how you are able to get better exposure for them? And then also how to manually post content from their exclusive content library. And also take a look at my favorite part, the analytics. How many people are looking? How much engagement are you now getting? And so we'll cover this sort of over kind of high level, but at least get into what this really does. And my first question to the panelists is this: what do you like most about ACESocial platform? And maybe share with us what were you using before, and why did you choose this product? So I'll start with you, Michael.
So when I came into this, I think the hardest thing when you're doing anything is to let go of something that you feel like you need to micromanage. And as my business grew, I needed to let go of some things, and anything you can automate and really just fix and move on and know it's taken care of is going to be beneficial for you to focus on, doing what you need to do ultimately is selling homes. So with this, I wasn't using anything before, and for full disclosure, I do have a virtual assistant that helps me with a lot of this stuff with social media And I was exposed to ACESocial through one of my designations that when I got to looking at it was perfect. It was a soft sell. It helped me choose the articles I want when I wanted to post them, because I do have other things that I do post, but this helped fill in the gaps with value added content that when people will go to your social media and look at you and look at who you are and kind of what you stand for and your personality, these reflected my personality, the things I like, and it's even come up later in conversations of some of those key items on there. So, it's something that I would personally want to read. So if it's something I would want to read, I'm sure other people want to read it too. And it helps again, value added and fill in the gaps of when you don't have those days where you don't have anything to post. There's always great articles with ACESocial that you can plug in and fill in the gaps to keep it consistent and keep it in front of the audience that you're going after.
Wonderful, wonderful. Andrew.
Well, one of the things I was impressed with, it was the simplicity and the automated way of getting content out through a social media platform like Facebook. What I did not want to do is spend most of my time either looking for articles or trying to discipline myself in having to post on a frequent basis and get away from what we're supposed to be doing, and that is, selling homes, helping people buy and sell homes. So for me, I came across RISMedia by accident, and once I looked at it, I thought, wow, this was great for me to be able to kind of, create that system and walk away. It saves me time, saves me money. I don't have to be spending so much time on overwhelmed with trying to figure out what do I need to post, how frequently do I need to post it. So for me, that's what really brought me to RISMedia and ACESocial.
And you found it on accident. How did that happen?
I did. I saw another agent had something posted, and I saw the name RISMedia, and I did a little bit of research, and I saw a couple different systems. And for me, that's how I got to RISMedia. Is I saw someone else post it, another agent, and then I started investigating, and it, I said, well, this is something I really want to get involved with, and that's how I started my relationship with ACESocial. Now I think it's a great system, but again, I might be biased, but
and can you both share with us how long have you been using it?
I've been using it about a year.
Okay.
I think I'm pretty much about 8 months or so, right around there. I mean, it hasn't been very long, but certainly I'm starting to get, most of my stuff is a lot of Facebook stuff, and now expanding to Twitter and Instagram and some other things. I think you have that flexibility.
So I heard both of you say you love the value add, you love the content, you love the fact that it literally saves you time. You can go on appointments, you can be out selling and actually doing the business, and know that all of this is on really autopilot, working for you. I think it's like having a full-time assistant, because you don't have to face. I mean, I know, Michael, you have help, but if an agent didn't have help, I always think this is like someone doing this for you. Even, and just the differentiation, being able to, in a world of lots of competition and trying to separate and radically differentiate your brand and you, it sounds like you're able to use this as one more tool to allow you to do that.
Yeah, with anything, there's not just one thing that puts you over the top. It's a combination of things meshing well together. And when I looked at this, with me, what I like about this, you can personalize it. So when you click on the link from your social media, it's just one click right there. There's my information. It's all laid out. They can link to other personal information along with the value added. So it's a soft sell. You're not constantly in their face when they're in the early stages of looking. There are time and place to do call to action, but I wanted something that, in today's world right now, it's even right now, it's plummeted us into this virtual environment, and you're not sitting there getting the opportunity to meet face to face anymore, getting the opportunity to get that interview for that next listing or next buyer. So what ends up happening is they start looking for homes. When they look for homes, phase two is start looking for agents. and you don't even know that you're being interviewed anymore. You know, they're doing that all online, and your online presence is everything. How active are you? How active are you with your social media, with promoting other houses and getting the listings? And that's what the key is today. Is, in my opinion, is it's changed. It's changed big time this year with in light of everything going on. That has now made it that much more important to have that social presence and have that value added in that soft sell to where they don't have to click 5 or 6 times to get your information. Um, with RISMedia, it wraps around promoting the agent, and how do those articles fit in to that? And so it's one click, your information's right there, and it's always in front of them, even if that's not what they're looking for at the moment, and they're just reading the article. But it's always there. It's billboard, and it's a reminder of who you are.
I
Michael,
just,
you bring,
yeah.
No, I was just saying, Michael, you bring up a good point. One of the things that now that I'm thinking back at is the amount of frequency and amount how frequent are you posting, right? So initially when I started at Remax, they gave you a website, and you at the bottom of that single page agent website, it was, your postings to social media. So one of the things that I struggled with was it never came up unless I actually went out to Facebook and posted something. So what that did for me is that it auto posted. So now when someone went to my Remax page, it showed that I posted 30 times in the last month. And it constantly kept it fresh and moving. And that was one of the other big values for me, was that not having to come up with stuff and have that stuff look fresh as if I was doing it myself.
Absolutely. And I've got on the screen right now for everyone to see a sample of an article posted automatically to this page, this Facebook, and this sample agent. What are your home buyers expecting to see? 5 stunning features that attract luxury home buyers. What Michael was saying is when you click on that article, you're looking to the right of the screen and you're seeing exactly what that article is, expanded version, and then all of the contact information right there for the agent. And it's a soft to sell approach. What I know from the agents in our coaching program that use this, and we actually provide ACE, we believe in it. It's part of our coaching program, is that they get maybe the person who is thinking about moving 6 to 12 months from now, who's not ready today, but these become your followers. These are the people who are, they see you consistently, as Andrew just said, several posts, 35, 50 posts. We can't be in front of people too much. And especially when you're posting to your business page, which is where this posts to, people expect to see content all the time. We don't have the time as agents to do that. This is definitely a sample right here of how great and professional this looks. I'm going to show you some more samples of what these look like, and these are the content and listings examples that again are posted automatically, so you can go do what you do, which is list and sell houses. So each one of these examples, the first one is the article I just shared. The next one is use of infographics, which again bring about a completely different engagement. People see emojis, they see infographics, they respond to that. It mixes it up a little bit from lifestyle images. There are videos within the content, and also on the far right is a sample of one of your listings that, did I just lose the screen again? That would give how your actual listings would look if they were on, if you were turned on to market your listings. So do you guys want to comment on any of the content that's on the screen?
Yeah, when you pull this up, there's been statistics and research has shown that there's been a shift in social media, that it's gone from, a business aspect to an entertainment aspect more so. And so people want to be entertained. And how do you get in front of them without giving them, a carrot, so to speak, of entertainment? And so when you bring people to this, it's through the entertainment. And one of the examples I have for this is I had somebody that I knew who they were. I didn't really know them in the past neighborhood I lived in, and I moved out, 3-4 years ago. And here about a year and a half ago, they called me just out of the blue. And what they had done is they followed my Facebook page because they knew who I was, just out of friendship really reasons of, hey, I know that person. But I look back and they started sharing some of my articles that was being posted through ACESocial with their friends, and their friends were liking my page. But that individual person called me out of the blue and said, I've really been following you. I remembered you were an agent, and I really like your articles. I'd like you to help me buy a house. And that one purchase was a $500,000 house. And that was when I really seen the value that was tangible right then. They had turned around and had me list their house, which I had both sides of, and the buyer of that, I listed their house. So there was 4 that was connected. And if you're in real estate, you know how quick and easy that can happen. But it resulted in $1 million worth of sales between the 4 of them. So, but what that was is she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready for 2 or 3 years, but she became a fan. She became interested. She liked the articles coming out. She liked the personality of the articles. And then when she was ready, it was a slow nurture without me even realizing it, when I just turned to it really for selfish reasons to fill the gap of my social media. But what ended up happening is it captured somebody that actually acted on it. And then since then, I've seen some more. So there is a little bit potentially a lag time with anything or creating leads, that it'll take a while to win that person over, and when they're ready, they'll call you. You don't have to track them down. And so that's what I've seen as far as my uses of it.
And I love that you just shared that story, because it's on my list of things to talk about today. The $500,000, that alone would have been a big win. The fact that 3 more sales came out of that, and $1 million in volume, not to mention the commission dollars. What a return on investment for investing in ACESocial. And the agent who provides the most value will win the consumer over every time. They will get hired. It's not even sales. What happens is you just keep adding value, and people resonate to that, and they think, wow, this guy is great, all the time, putting out good information. One of our other fellow users, big fans of ACESocial, was talking about ACE, or actually talking about the article, and someone with a client, and the client's friend overheard it and said, oh, I'm interested in that. Ended up getting 2 sales out of that particular conversation, just because of the consistency of the articles that I believe, they're credited to you. They're credited to you, the agent, and it just continues to make you look like the rock star agent you are. It's done automatically. And what a great value add that you're giving to people you know and people you don't know. I mean, that's what's so great about this. Anything to add to this, Andrew, this page here before I move on?
I mean, I think, it's great to be able to have that posted, and once they go into your article, that they see whatever active listings you have, and you can schedule that. And I'm sure you'll get into that later on. I'm looking at the page now, and I can see my listing, and like Michael said, that contact information is there on the right. So they have a question, they're constantly seeing your face, and it's all about that kind of information. I had a buyer one time. And she said to me, I can't believe it. Every time I'm on the internet, I see your face. So now I'm sure that had to do a lot with SEO, but she saw it in different forms and all over the place. So she's getting emails, she's looking at social media, she's registered, she's liking me on Facebook. And that's what you want, is you want people to be comfortable with you. They want you to see your face and say, hey, this guy looks trusted. This guy has great information that he's coming out. I'm going to give him a chance. I think consumers nowadays have too many options, right? There's just too many things. So we've got to make that easy for them, accessible to really good information, and to yourself too. I mean, they need to be comfortable with contacting you.
And you just said it. It's consistency. They're seeing your face. It's branding. I want to share with everyone how easy it is to set up. I mean, this is less than 15 minutes, really, to set your account up. You have a dashboard that you can interface with that shows you a lot of information. Number one, you choose, the frequency of your posts. You can choose to change up the post. You can choose to manually post if you want. This is the sample of the dashboard. And again, you're going to link to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Instagram is about ready to launch if it's not already. So we'll be on 4 different channels with this product. But here, this is just a sample of the dashboard. And then here's where you're choosing the type of content. Do I want just luxury content only? Do I want to choose real estate and luxury content, and then real estate lifestyle and luxury content? And with that lifestyle is, those are the articles I think that I know my fan base likes. It's the work from home. In fact, that the example I just gave before about the article being the topic of conversation that brought about a listing and a sale from a complete stranger who heard about this article. The article was on all of us working from home. I mean, it's very relevant and timely information, including things about health and wellness and, home ownership and things like that, and financial and all that. But something like, what are the best ways, to work from home, especially when now 2 people are working from home and kids are learning from home. So you can choose from just real estate, luxury content, real estate and luxury content, or add the lifestyle as well. And again, you can always change these. It's totally up to you. In fact, you can schedule days that you want to post. You can review the posts beforehand. All of our clients end up, they just set it and forget it. And they say, I don't even have to look at it because I trust the content is so great. And really, I think, Andrew, I think you said during our interview beforehand that you start to see all of the engagement with people commenting and remarking about the article in your Facebook page. And so, right?
No, that's the craziest part, is that I will get comments and saying that was a great article about, how to save on credit card debt. And I don't even know what they're talking about. And I just have to comment, great, I'm glad you really enjoyed that. But it ended up being a content that was delivered by ACESocial. So it is creating those engagements and those conversations.
Yeah, I've gotten listings from literally people commenting and then direct messaging me and saying, I love your articles. Literally, I think they think we write them. And they have a seller, they have a buyer, they have a friend. It's really unbelievable. But again, it's the relevancy of what I believe is the best content, that if I were going to pick the content, it's even like better than, what we would come up with. This page here is going to give a sampling of how your listings are automatically marketed. And so I just want to talk a little bit about that. And then I have a question for both of you. But this shows you automatic posting, branded again with you, like a landing page. You have the ability to include your listing within the article if you like, or you can do it as a separate post. And I'll show you an example of that. Right here on the right is a sample of how the property listing down below in the red box is incorporated into the post of the article. And so you have the ability to turn that offer on. You can decide that you want to just post the properties on their own. That's fine. You have the ability to change that. This is exactly the type of, again, your listings are going to rotate. Let's say you have 10 listings. The newest one will go first. And then you can decide. I like the feature of having it within your article. I think that's brilliant. And I also like the ability that you can share it on its own as well. You guys want to comment on this? Oops.
I think, again, it's the ability of being able to pick and choose how long you want your listing to be advertised. You set a start date, you can end date, and then you can have them roll. That's important. I mean, I think, again, I don't have to think about it. As I know the posting's going out, I know the property, whatever listing I've selected, is being advertised to that audience also. To me, that's definitely a plus. I love the way the look and feel the page looks. It's very clean, it's crisp. And again, the value of additionally advertising that. Now, I use that for my sellers. I actually show them where their listing is being advertised in my internet campaign. So I include that in saying this is going out to this audience via this channel, and the feedback has been wonderful. Now, I recently, was competing against two other big major real estate firms on a listing in Hollywood, Florida. And the husband did want to use me, and the wife did not. The wife was actually gearing towards the other two places, but the husband said, "Look, let's go out to his Facebook page. Let's see what he's got out there." And their end result was I got their listing, and I also got their purchase. Their listing was about 300 and change, 330,000, and their purchase was 600,000. So that was almost $1 million in sales as a result of the credibility and them going out and being able to kind of say, who is this guy? What is he doing? What is he all about? So,
yeah, and 90% of consumers are starting their search, over 90%. It's higher than that. So if over 90% are starting their search online, and what they're seeing about you, right? If they don't see anything, you're not there, And I think earlier, Michael, you made a comment that they're interviewing you without knowing you, and they're seeing the way you present your other listings. I love that you use this at a marketing appointment. So when you're on a listing appointment, share with me. I'll start with Michael first. Share with me, Michael, how you incorporate this into your listing presentation, and how it has helped, as one part of your listing presentation to show great value in a social media campaign that you're going to do to sell their house.
Well, one of the most important questions you get from a client is, okay, well, what are you going to do more than the next person? Where are you going to put my listing? How are you going to get it out there? And the bottom line is, the more people you get it out there to, the likelihood of them selling it quickly and for higher is drastically increases. So again, it's a combination of things. And when you're using ACESocial as another form of pushing it out there, and I seen forward in one of the slides you had of me of kind of how you can do that and how you can get that out to there. It's that many more impressions, that much more reach, and that much more engagement of those people that you're pushing it out to. And you really only need one. You need one person to sell a house. You don't need 10. You don't need 20. You need one person, and that sells a house. And so when you're pushing it to that many people, it becomes easier to get that one person to come forward to make an offer.
So Michael, you're actually sharing with the seller the potential listing and the listing appointment, and you're sharing with them the type of engagement you're getting from this type of marketing. And they're seeing, wow, the numbers are pretty great. I'm going to show a sample of the analytics, but I think that is huge, because if you're in a market center, and just as Andrew said, competition's high. People want to see value. The more they get, right? Price is what you pay, what a consumer pays. Value is what they get. And when they can see that you are taking additional steps, I think it's real easy for agents to say, I do social media marketing. I don't think they explain the social media marketing, because just posting pictures of the house is not enough. You're actually getting reach, and you're able to show that reach through the analytics dashboard. Andrew, you used this on a listing presentation. You won the listing. How else are you using it for when you're talking with sellers, potential sellers? And are you showing them the type of engagement you're getting, or are you just showing it as another one of the great differentiators in your toolbox?
Well, that's a good question, because I've been faced with more and more people asking me, well, what are you doing on social media? Other agents, people that you're competing against to get a listing, they're going to say, just like you said, I advertise on social media. But people want to know, well, what does that mean? Show me what you're doing. So for me, I showed them the analytics. I showed them that, and that's part of my presentation. I showed them a copy of the article with a listing being embedded in that article. So that kind of gets me past that a little bit, and again, creates that credibility, creates that not just saying something, but showing them how that works. I invite everyone to go out to the Facebook page, my business Facebook page. I even have a nice little printed thing that I leave behind with them in a folder, so that they can go back to at their leisure, and they'll see all the articles, and they'll click on the articles, and they'll see the listings that are posted on there. So I do that, and I believe that that has allowed me to, in many times, be the winning person to get the listing.
It's awesome. And, you know, I think engagement is what I think most agents are missing here. So it's one thing for people to like a post. It's another thing for them to comment on it. And once that comment happens now, and they say, love this article, thank you, or whatever, right? Those people, every time they comment and engage with you, that's putting them at the top of your feed when you post something. And so all kinds of other things happen as a result of people being interested in what you're posting. And this content is drawing the interest, creating the engagement. And then, as it's been said, and Michael, your soft sell, exactly, that's what this does. It's incubating, giving them more information about why you're the expert in a non-real estate. You know, it's not real estate in their face. It's more about just adding great value. So I love the fact that the engagement goes up when people read these articles, and those relationships become potential clients, and that's what is so great about this. So here's a sample dashboard that will show 489,000 impressions. We've got a reach of 431,000. These are huge numbers, and you know, engagement. You know, all the articles, I think that in this one, it's 611 articles. All of this is where you can look on your dashboard, right, and see which articles were more popular, maybe, which ones brought in the engagement, which ones seem to be kind of the winners to help you brand yourself. Do you guys, so how much time do you spend? Our viewers are probably wondering, like, do I have to spend time on this every week, or is it something that you're able to look at once a week or once a month? How much time do you each spend on this? I'm going to show Michael's dashboard as well. Michael, go ahead. You go first.
Well, I haven't spent any time on it, actually. I set it and kind of forgot about it, and not forgot about it, but just let it do its thing just for 6 months just to see what it would do. And so here recently, I have dove into it and started using it more for listings and incorporating that. You could see, I think Marie, the one before, she does more listings with hers, and the leads, my leads are at 0. That's because I haven't incorporated that aspect as much. But even without that, you can still see how much engagement and how much potential it has. So this is something that it's been so busy for me lately. It's on my to-do list, is to incorporate more and more of these features that, as they roll out with Instagram, and you know, this listing feature that's rolled out, that I need to utilize more of. But as I've started doing that, part of the lead, you'll see, is actually coming from filling out a form. What I have is most of it, that's kind of deceptive, because most people will actually just pick up the phone and call you. So that's not recorded when that happens. And so rest assured, I have gotten phone calls direct, and that's how all my people have been calling me. And when I get to asking them where they're coming from, and they're coming from multiple places, but this has been one of the places where they've actually cited that, hey, I was reading your article, and you know, keep seeing your name, and picked up the phone and called you. So that it, you know, in something maybe to point out is because they feel like maybe I'm more approachable that way because of the articles, because of that they don't really need to fill out a form. So for whatever reason, I haven't gotten any so-called form leads from that, but I've gotten phone calls.
Okay.
But you can see, you know, the impressions and the engagement, you know, over other automated systems is quite a bit more.
It's really impressive, and it sounds like, you know, literally you had 4 quantified sales that, you know, happened as a result of this. I think one of us said that it's really hard to even track because of the amount of just constant branding you're doing. It might be after you've listed a house or after you've met with a buyer that somebody says, you know, I I love your articles. I've been reading, that's how I found you, kind of a thing. So I think this is great. And to look at these numbers and just know that, wow, this is with little to no time, effort on your part. It's happening automatically. It's simple. It's engaging. It's professional. It is relevant. And I think it's a total win. So we talked about some of your success stories, the return on investment. We shared that. Obviously, you can quantify actual sales, listings, buyers, sales that multiplied because of one sale that came from someone seeing your post through ACESocial. Talk about, what were you doing before this? What's the difference between a year ago, Michael, and 8 months ago or 7 months ago, Andrew, when you didn't have anything? So going back, now you've been using this. If you had to compare the difference, what impact has ACESocial had really on your branding and positioning you as an industry expert?
Well, I think it's lifted a huge burden off my shoulders, because initially I thought, now I've got to learn how to do social media for real estate. So for me, it's there's articles everywhere, there's handbooks everywhere, there's guides everywhere to tell you how frequent you need to post, what you need to post. So I was a little overwhelmed getting involved in the whole social media side of it. And I'm 55 years old, and so for me, I mean, I'm very tech savvy, but that was my biggest stress. So for me, ACESocial took care of all that pretty much. It allowed me to schedule it across the different platforms, so I can go to LinkedIn, I can do Facebook, Instagram, and I don't have to worry about it. So that to me, I think, lifted a huge burden of not having to spend all my time on trying to try to promote myself instead of actually without me meeting people face to face. At the end of the day, like you said, it's all about engagements, and it's all about FaceTime. It's all about talking to people. So if you're not talking to people, you don't have the opportunity to make any sales. Instead, you're behind a computer trying to figure something out.
You're absolutely right. And I love your answer that this has taken a huge load off your shoulders, and that burden of, we tell our coaching clients all the time, this is a solution. This is it's so affordable. I mean, it really saves you time, number one, and it makes you money, right? It saves you time, it makes you money. And I think when I hear agents freak out that they have to come up with some social media campaign, and they sort of get paralyzed by it. It's like, I don't have time. I don't have time to do the business I'm doing. And when you think about the time you're saving that allows you to go on more appointments, be with more clients, right? Double or triple the number of appointments you're going on all week. That is opportunity. That's maximizing your day, maximizing your hours, and not having to do, this sort of behind the scenes. This is all happening, and it's done for you. And what I love about this is it blends your brand very softly in the background into every single article, into every post, and you're just there, and I think where else could you get this? You have landing pages. You don't have to do anything, and it's ready to go. Michael, compared to what you were doing and now what you have, where have you seen the biggest amount? I know it saved you time, and you've got, but what else? What else do you love about this?
Oh, I'm probably more on the nerd side of things. So I like to learn about everything, every opportunity I have. And before this, I would be searching the internet for, things that, you got to be careful what you can share, if you have rights to it or not. So that was always a challenge, coming up with unique content, and, trying to get those scheduled, I think, was the hardest thing to do. And the brokerage I work with is just excellent when it comes to online presence, and what I've learned from them about, certain things to look for with good social media, good social presence. And when I was working through one of my designations, with the Institute for Luxury Home Marketing is when I was exposed to this as one of the tools that, come with, that designation. And it was really a load off my shoulders to not have to spend, 2 to 3 hours a week. I mean, that adds up. Scheduling this stuff out, researching, finding content that I was like. When I found this, it was really a breath of fresh air, the ability to exhale and get that time back. And then also, being coached. I'm the type of person, I'm not going to claim to be the best at something if I'm not, and I'm really not, when it comes to stuff like this. So, to have my virtual assistant, which is so much smarter at this than I am, coach me through some of this stuff, and really for us to go together, dive into this together and figure out really what we want based on our personality, based on the brokerage I work with, based on kind of the overall mission of my clientele. It's really played out really well. I can see, definitely an uptick in the business.
That's fantastic. It is a total home run. I think both of you answered by really combining that, gone are the days where you have to go search anything. I mean, if anything, you're like, I know for me, I'm excited to see the post every day to see what the article is going to be about, and see who's going to comment on it, and what kind of, additional spin-off conversations I have from that. It's being done automatically. It doesn't get any more simpler with the, and there's the other brands maybe. I think the content provided here is the editorial content is second to none. There isn't another company that knows real estate better than the writers at RISMedia, if I may say so. So that's great. And, when you think about moving forward, right, you're going to keep doing things. I know, Michael, you said you're going to expand the dashboard into some other tools you now want to, follow up on and use the lead feature and track that. Is there anything that you would tell our viewers today in investing in this product or trying it out before I tell them how they can sign up?
I'm the type of person that, if I'm going to try something, I'm going to try at least for 6 months. Allocate for it, give us some time. It takes some time to nurture clientele, and even if it was for a year. So with me, I'm always a skeptic. Try it for a year. May or may not work for you. It worked for me. After a year, of using it, really 6 months of using it, I went all in. To me, it's always about return on investment. It doesn't matter what the investment is, as long as my return is there, based on a certain percentage. So at that point, it works for me. I'm going to keep using it. I'm going to keep figuring out ways to incorporate it into what I'm doing and to keep my ROI coming in.
Andrew?
So for me, it was very important to create that credibility. And I think in my market, it is highly competitive. There are many, many, many licensed agents here. So I would say that you've got to give this a try. You've got to get you got to let this information complement your Facebook and complement your social media presence and create those engagements. It is extremely reasonably priced. I don't think you can find anything else out there that's going to give you the value. And Michael hit a very important point. I mean, you have to be careful about sharing articles from other sources that may be copyrighted. And the last thing you want to do is to have somebody knocking on your door and saying, hello, I own this article. So, I mean, that was another big piece. I think that you don't have to worry about those things, is that this stuff is, original. It is unique, and it's their articles are just right on point. So it's worth a try. I mean, for me, I like Michael said, you got to give it some time. It's not something that you're going to sign up for a month. I think you've got to give it some time to kind of nurture and get those numbers up so that you get more engagements.
Excellent, both of you. Thank you for your thoughts on that and sharing your perspective on how, first of all, how well this has worked for you. Also, the being a skeptic and thinking, is this another thing, right? There's so many out there. I believe I've been a broker for 25 years, 24 years. I've never seen anything like this. I know we've got a lot of, I've heard that there are a lot of additional services coming from, in addition to being on Instagram, that will be rolling out with this product. So lots of exciting things to come with it that are expanding. When you look at, right out of the gate, you can get a 14-day free trial. And you can do that by going to the link I just provided. And also, I'm excited because use the promo code, by the way, there that's on the screen, and ACE1014 in your sign up. 2 weeks, right? You figure, try it for 2 weeks for free. And I know you'll fall in love with it. I know you'll say, wow, this is unbelievable. And if you look at the premium plan, right? So if you pay annually, it's $40 a month. A monthly subscription for premium, which is the most popular brand, package, the most popular plan, is $50 a month without. That's literally one of the, to me, the affordability factor of this. When you look at the return on investment of what you're getting, not only is it branding and marketing and social media content and marketing your properties, it's a listing tool for you out on when you're going out to market yourself. It's differentiating yourself. It's building followers. It's going to help you create more followers on all your social media channels. To me, this is like, who wouldn't have? Every single agent should subscribe to this, in my opinion. You can also, again, try it for 14 days. If it's not for you, no worries. But it's free for 14 days. I think it truly is one of the best products we provide to our coaching clients. And the reason we do is every single one has a need of, I have to come up with something on social media. So I said, well, we'll solve that for you. And we actually provide this to everybody who's in plans with us, because it provides the solution that they don't have to. And so it's great. I want to tell you, in the handouts section of the webinar, if you click on the handouts, you will be invited to download a copy of the RISMedia Teams Guide, and you can do that at any time. So I wanted to say that before anyone jumped off. Check out the link in the handouts section. It's a downloadable file of the Teams Guide. It retails, I think, for over $50. It's a great book if you are thinking about a team, already have a team, and you're trying to grow and develop your team. Go ahead and take that. That's a free gift from RISMedia for attending today's webinar. Does anybody have any questions that we can answer, or the panelists can answer? If there are questions, I'm happy to direct them. And let's see. I have somebody asked a question about does everybody get the same content, and do they have the same post? And I've heard that question before, so thank you. I'm glad you're asking that. So the answer is no. Everybody gets a different post, and the way it's set up is that the folks have figured out a way to have, the system has a way with an algorithm that will actually make sure that the posts are different. So the actual article may be the same, but the post that's when you're posting and it has your call to, like, for someone to read the article, that's going to be different for every single person. I don't know how they do this, but they do it. And I've seen it enough times because so many of our clients have it, and I see it posted and they're all different. So it's really, really cool. And it will not look the same, I guess is my point. If you're joining us today from, someone asked about at Berkshire Hathaway, BHHS, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, you do have a version of this. I would encourage you to check out the entire program and do the daily posts and the premium. It is all in your resource center. You can check that out. Any other questions? Anybody else have a question? Can we watch this again? Absolutely. This is being recorded and will be available on the playlists for RISMedia, and is also we are absolutely recording this, and it will be made available to you. Looking at some more questions. You know, I get questions a lot. People ask me if this is, you know, do they want all the content? And because you might be in a marketplace where you're high end, remember there's that feature that you can select and deselect the different types of content. I always suggest that agents can test and see how people are responding to, you know, real estate, luxury, and lifestyle content. If you run all three and see how that goes, or just, you know, dial it back and run one or two on its own, and then you can test that and get, and then you can, you know, see where the most amount of activity is coming and what suits you and your personality. Another question: how do I connect the listings? That's a great question, and the answer is that the ACE platform uses homes.com to connect. It's free, and what will happen is they will do a listing connection to your listing inventory through homes.com. If right at the sign up process, you'll be asked to connect to homes.com, and if you don't have a homes.com account, that will make you one right there. It's free, and that's how your listings will be auto-populated out of ACESocial. And hopefully that answered that question. So homes.com has all of the listings in every marketplace as well. Is this strictly residential real estate content? That's a great question. Yes, it is strictly residential and at the moment, and so predominantly residential content, we would say. I mean, I've seen maybe a couple of not much on a commercial side, but I think at this point it is predominantly made for residential. RISMedia as a whole is also predominantly residential. Is the basic package enough to accomplish what's being discussed? Another great question. So I'm actually gonna jump back to that slide just so that we can show that. So what happens, the difference between the two, and I'm glad that you're asking this, the difference between the two is that the basic package is limited to one post and one listing post a week, whereas the premium package is going to be daily posts on the premium versus one post, one listing post per week. So you're just getting one activity per week on the basic, and the premium is going to give you literally 365 days of content posts and posting to 4 channels. Isn't that amazing? And again, it's LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook Business, and about to be Instagram. So I personally think for the difference in price that you're getting daily posts, and you know, if you feel the daily posts are too much, which as a real estate coach, and I will tell you that people on your business page expect to see information constantly, and they want to see more than just every single listing and the interior pictures of your listings, right? So posting every day might, for some of you, feel like, oh, that seems like a lot. It's actually not a lot. Many people post multiple times a day. Okay, so I think once a day to me is the right cadence for you to get, again, that constant seeing your face, seeing your brand, seeing your logo, and just again, you get 6 times or 7 times a week versus once a week. So yeah, I hope that answers that question. Can you post to a personal Facebook account? The auto posts will have to go to your business page, and per Facebook, you know, this is required by Facebook. And then from there, if you wish, you can share that to your personal page. I I would counsel you that you should quickly make a Facebook business page, and that way you have permission to put content on there all the time that is real estate related. It may not be, do you want to buy or sell? It doesn't have to be that. It can be all this other incredible value add that we can give to people. Why would I choose you? Well, you seem to know everything about real estate, right? So the business page allows you to do 24/7 all the time of posts about your business, and your personal page really should be personal with every once in a while, like 25 to 30% where you add something that you would share. So you could share the article on your personal page. And I think that's important to do. And I think as you're building more followers on your business page, and you want that business page to get to 500 to 1,000 to 1,500, one way to do that is to share your great content, right? And all the people on your personal page will say, "Oh, I want to go see more," and they'll start following you on your business page. So I hope that answered that question. In addition, it looks like I think I have another question. Don't forget the broadcast today. There are 2 free gifts actually. One is the Teams Guide, produced and published again from RISMedia. This Teams Guide is a must-have. It's available in the handouts. What I love about the Teams Guide is it covers all types of teams. It will help you scale, help you structure, help answer questions you have in that big, question of now what? I started a team and now what, right? So if you go into handouts, you can click on that. I'm also giving away a free coaching session that I'll talk about here at the end after the questions. Here is another great question. Can I advertise my broker's listings or just my own? Okay, so the question is, can I advertise my broker's listings or only my own? And the answer is you can only connect to one MLS feed. So the data feed is going to be to your name, right? So the listings that are in your name would be the ones that will post automatically. I think, ACE comes in a enterprise level. You can certainly send in the questions if you want information about the enterprise, or if you sign up for the free 14-day trial and you'd like more information about it for your broker to get it for the entire company, that's an option. But yeah, it's going to be just to the one, it only takes one MLS data feed for you. So great questions today, and really great engagement from our audience. I love it. Anything else from questions? I think we're just at an hour, and before we head off, and I think here's the giveaway for the Teams Guide. This is going to answer again questions you have about your team, growing your team, developing your team. We have the best information brought together that RISMedia has gathered from coaches, from industry experts, from top teams around the country that are part of the RISMedia family. And this is a must-have. Again, it's in the handout section. You can download that right now. And then lastly, I just want to offer everyone, it's for being part of today's webinar, a free 30-minute strategy call to learn how the return on investment of coaching can help change your life. Again, we are a partner with RISMedia. We actually include this ACESocial platform as our solution for our clients and members that are in coaching. We believe in it. We love it. It's solved a solution for us, and our agents absolutely love it. And they, just like the panelists that you heard today, generate business, increase their brand recognition, increase their following, and ultimately at the end of the day, compete at a higher level and win. And that's what this does for you. Andrew and Michael, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to talk with you two and learn about your businesses. Thank you for being here today. This has been great. A live webinar will be uploaded, and we will email out a link to that to you so that you can watch it again. If for some reason you lose that email, it's always available in the playlist and the RISMedia webinar playlist, which has great content in it. And again, I'm just happy that I got to be the moderator today and be with all of you. Thanks for joining us. I want to thank RISMedia. I really want to thank ACESocial for sponsoring this. Michael and Andrew, thank you guys. You rock. You're doing amazing things, and it's been a pleasure having you today.
Thanks for having me, Carrie.
You got it. And we'll hear more success stories from both of you soon about your social media successes. So thanks everyone for joining us. We'll see you on our next webinar. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.